and the MPs flushed out 3 Kong and 2 critics.
But the danger there was no joke. During one trip to Saigon, a hotel where Hope was scheduled to perform was bombed 5 minutes before the troop arrived.
It missed us because we were waiting for the cue cards to get off the plane so it would be in the convoy. So I've always kissed all my cue cards ever since.
Neither bombs nor advancing age would keep Hope at home. He went to Beirut in 1983.
I can't believe this place. I saw some people in Beirut calmly eating lunch at an outdoor cafe. 30 seconds earlier, it had been an indoor cafe.
In 1991, just back from the Gulf War, then President George Bush presented Hope with a Lifetime Achievement Award from the USO.
It is for millions of grateful Americans that I say, thank you, Bob, and congratulations from us all. Congratulations.
Hope often said his work with the USO was the most satisfying of his career, but with it came personal sacrifice.
I was leaving the house one day, and I said to my son, Tony, I said, goodbye, Tony, and he said, goodbye, Bob Hope. And then I realized that, you know, I was getting far enough away from it to be serious, so I started taking them with me. Then they understood what I was doing, and of course, when they grew up, they understood it fully and knew the gratification connected with those trips.
Happy to be here. I don't know where the hell we are, but I'm happy.
Greatest of all missions, newsboys yelling in the street, and it seemed that one world was ending and a new world beginning. That history was closing one book and opening a new one. You sat there and dawn began to sneak in, and you thought of the hundreds of thousands of kids you'd seen in camps the past 2 or 3 years. The kids who scream and whistle when they hear a gag in a song. And now you could see all of them again in 4,000 ships on the English Channel, tumbling out of thousands of planes over Normandy and the occupied coast. God bless those kids across the English Channel.
Hope went to war a comedian and came out a hero.
Could mean nobody but you and I.
He reflected the country's image of itself, brash, confident, a bit of a bumbler, a guy who used his wits to wriggle out of a jam.
Oh, I don't blame you for not trusting me, Brainy. Sometimes I have days when I don't trust me. But I'll do anything to be worthy of you. I'd even get a job.
There was no one like him in American entertainment. His TV and radio shows and his films all were #1 at some time in his career.
We'll get dough. Oh, sure, there's nothing to it. Guy's gonna step out from behind a tree and say, here, boys, here's some dough, hire a plane. Gentlemen. Wonder if this ever happens in real life.
President Kennedy seems very happy tonight. He likes these intimate little affairs, especially after those family dinners.
Hope became so well known, presidents came to see him.
I've been in office now for 489 days, and when I spend 3 more weeks, I will have stayed as many nights in the White House as Bob Hope has.
Being part of the establishment is a dangerous place for a comic. In later years, he became less of an entertainer and more of a brand name of American mass culture. But he was never forgotten. Hope was the most honored entertainer in American history. The award he cherished most came at age 95.
When you began your tours during World War II, we were all young, eager, ready to take on the fight, little realizing how much we would miss things at home. Well, you brought those things to us through your shows. You were the link to our families and to back home. How grateful we are to you and your family for your generosity, the spirit, and time. From the bottom of my heart, thank you.
In 1997, Congress passed a law making Hope an honorary veteran. The first time that's ever been done.
You are now a veteran.
I want to thank everybody.
All those faces stamped with the cuts and gullies of war. All those troops infected with the kind of tiredness sleep cannot cure. For half a century, Bob was a mirror of hope in the vast uncertainty of war. Every Christmas he spent with the troops. Now he is numbered among those men and women he admired most. Bob Dotson, NBC News, New York.
And for more on the life of Bob Hope, we invite you to go to MSNBC.com. It contains an interactive tour of his life from vaudeville to the movies, the USO and the Oscars, all that on MSNBC.com. Quite a weekend for Lance Armstrong. I guess you could now call it the Tour de Lance. Coming up in just a few minutes, Ann Curry's exclusive interview with Lance Armstrong. Plus, we have this.
I'm Larry Weidman in Waco, Texas. With the identification of Patrick Dennehy's body complete, the investigation into his murder continues. I'll have that story coming up.